Anna, and today I have Slap City here with me. This is an amazing collab because if you know Slap City, you know he has the greatest breakdowns in Power Slap. You'll have to check out his page. It is in the description, his Instagram and his YouTube. But he has the greatest breakdowns in Power Slap, and the fight man is here just for the violence. But welcome to the Petty Corner finally, Slap City.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be
I,
here.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad to have you here. Um, okay, so how did you get into like breakdowns and stuff of Power Slap? Were you just like a fan? We got Chelsea Dodson in the chat too.
Shout out Dodson. So basically, I became a fan of Power Slap, and I looked for anybody that did what I did. I had no plans of doing it. I just wanted somebody else to do it, and then when I found nobody, I was like, "Well, I could do this." And then, yeah, rest is history.
Hey, they said the fight fan saying you are a flinch catcher, and Chelsea said she agrees. Now your
Facts.
breakdowns are incredible. I'm always messaging you like, hey, like get this one out because like I have to know what you have to say. Okay, so we're gonna start with 16. We're gonna do a breakdown of 16. We're gonna kind of do a quick one because he already did a breakdown, and then if you follow his Instagram. Chelsea said she loves your breakdowns. But if you follow his Instagram, he usually does polls on the cards of he usually starts with the controversial matches, and then
I
he
let
goes from there.
Instagram vote. In fairness,
Yeah, yeah, so you have to follow him on Instagram and then subscribe to his YouTube. But all of that is in the description of this video on YouTube. So if you're on X or Twitch, you have to come over to my YouTube to find that. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one. This is Russell Rivero and Logan Greenhall. And you did a breakdown already. I'm just going to give my thoughts really quick on this one, and then I'll let you have the floor. But Russell is a monster. We all know that he either does the knocking out or he gets knocked out. Super dope dude. Logan Greenhall, this was only his second match at light heavyweight. He moved down from heavyweight, and I want to say his last match was the TKO. If I remember correctly, it was Cody Young. It was on a pre-recording. It was you probably did a breakdown on that one already, but Russell kept his chin out too much, and he does the clench, but you are allowed to clench in power slap. So I'm not sure if his clinch changed the trajectory. We have to wait for your breakdown of that match to come out to see because the lines never lie. um, but shout out to Logan. He's a monster. I think he just propelled himself to number 1 or 2 in the division. We might see a title shot from him next. Um, what I don't know. Some people saw what some people didn't see. It kind of looked like it was a little too deep and it like hit the jaw right here and the neck. But I don't want to discredit him because we know he has that knockout power. He's bringing that power from super or not super. He's bringing that power down from heavyweight to light heavyweight. But what did you see in that match? Um, what are your thoughts on it?
so you brought up all great points. So I don't think that Russell, like, he didn't really flinch. He didn't really even clinch. To me, he was just leaned over the table. So, like, there was no flinch involved. I don't think that anything that he was doing necessarily affected the strike. Maybe because he was so close, you could only move back so far in the box. But I don't even think it affected it. I think that it was more just a bad defensive posture. Now, look, if I'm being honest, I do think it was too far back and a little bit low, so I do technically think it was a club. But look, Russell has a lot of fouls.
Yes, that's true.
So, I mean, I do think it was a foul. But look, they called it a fair blow. Once they call it a fair blow, shit's done
That
with.
means it's fair.
That's a knockout for Logan. So
Yeah.
he's a problem for sure. We didn't get to see him get hit. I would have liked to have. I think that he would have taken it, but who knows? It's a big win for him. He's gonna. I don't know about number one, but he's gonna be like top three for sure, in my opinion.
You know what though? I will say the only thing I'm kind of upset about was that we didn't get to see Russell and Turpin fight because they got booked a few times and their match got canceled for whatever reasons. Um, and then we had Turpin versus Stevie, and then on the next card we had Logan versus. Oh wait, sorry, we had Yeah, or not Russell, sorry. Turpin versus Stevie, and then Logan versus Russell. But I feel like that should have been Russell versus Turpin. But I mean, Russell's been in the top since the beginning. He's an OG. He's Hawaiian. He's got some improvements to make, and hopefully we see him back better than ever. And Logan, well, it'll be interesting to see the rank. Well, we might have to come back and do another video on the rankings because the
I
rankings are
think
probably going to come out next week.
I'm gonna predict it right now. I think they'll put him at 4 or 3.
You
They
don't think they're going to put him at number 1 or 2?
even after Russell's DQ, I think they kept him at number 1. So they're pretty stingy with those. Like it's not so much as easy as a swap historically. Before we get off it real quick, I just want to say that like for me, it's frustrating for Russell because we all know he can end the shot in one strike. Straight up,
Yes.
he can, and he even has a chin to a certain degree. He's proved it. To me, I just think that he's just so tough and so hard. Like he just kind of refuses to adapt. He's just like, nah, I'll prove you. I can stick my chin over the barrel and still win. That's the vibe I get from Russell, which is frustrating to be honest. But
Yeah. But we still love Russell.
I mean, I'll watch him fight every time. He could fight a
Yes. Because
freaking
someone's getting knocked out. It's
yeah,
going to end in a knockout.
yeah.
I do wish that they did a rematch with Wolverine and Russell, but that Wolverine and Allen match we're going to get into later,
Oh
that
yeah,
was pretty epic.
we have to get into that.
Okay, so yeah, but I don't know. I feel like a knockout over Russell Romero does propel Logan to number 1. I mean, we'll see. We'll have to come back next week when the rankings come out. Okay, so then the next one we have Colton Cole and Diorbeck. Diorbeck. Shout out
Yeah,
to Chelsea and Fight Fan. What's up, Slap? Shout out to you, Slap. Okay, so
damn
Colton
straight.
Cole versus Diorbeck. Colton Cole, this was the first time we've seen him back in a long time. This was his third match, but he's been here since the beginning. Diorbeck is it was his first time we've ever seen him in power slap, but he has a wrestling, MMA, BJJ, arm wrestling background. I want to say the broadcast was saying like even like his kids like hold titles in wrestling, like their whole family's like super competitive, super athletic. And that arm wrestling, like that's no joke. Like the muscles that you have to have for that. That was a crazy match. Colton leaned into it, which Colton had flinching fouls in the past. He did lean into it and he got a flinching foul. The second one, he did lean into it again, but Jason kind of let it slide. He's like, hey, you did it again, but it wasn't enough for me to call it. So we're just going to let this slide. And then the second round, he did it again, which resulted in him getting clubbed and the match got DQ'd.
They got it right. They ruled it a TKO
They
on
did.
that one. They
Oh,
did.
okay. So
They
see,
got
I'm
it
paying
right.
so much
Yeah.
attention.
So real quick on that one. So I thought that Diorbeck looked about as good as you can in that situation. Like people are all over Klingbeil for flinching, and we'll get into that. To me, there's a difference between the flinches that Klingbeil was doing, just fading a little bit, and then Colton where he's straight up like on the first one, you could see he was shaking out his hand. That hurts when you hit the
Mm-hmm.
temple. If he just decided, I'm done with this, he's going to do it again, he could have taken the win right there. Decided to keep going. He did it again. They didn't call it. And then he takes a strike and then comes back in. So I have a ton of respect for Diorbic. I thought he looked as good as you can. Excited to see him against somebody else.
Yeah, especially for his first match. But what do you think they'll give him next? Oh, let me try. You know what? Maybe they can give him like uh El Perrito. I call him El Perrito. But Azael's nephew, Prince
That's
Esteban
light
Saavedra.
heavyweight, right? Light
Yes.
heavyweight.
So maybe they give him like Prince because it's the same level of competition, and they can go at it.
So Prince to me is underrated. That would be tough to give him Prince. I think that he's better than his ranking shows, but
But they're both one
just
and one
anybody that's not going to flinch.
or
Anybody.
1-0. Yeah.
But I'll say it right now because I love Cody, and he had a great fight with Logan. That's one of the better like early prelim fights I've ever seen. Match him up against him.
That would be a good one. Cody is tough.
Shout out Cody.
Yes. Prince is a good match. Testimonial. Yes.
It's definitely a good match, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and Colin we haven't seen in a couple of years. Last I heard about him though, he was like trying to start his own slap league that was going to be like a feeder league to power slap, but I don't know what happened to that. So maybe we'll have to talk to him soon. Okay, this next match though was like my absolute favorite.
Oh, okay. Jujar, right?
Yes. Because I rewatched this morning. So I always watch it when I like when it originally airs, or like if I'm at the live event, and then I go home, or like I'll rewatch it before I do recaps on it. Because you see different things, and I would just like want to like really pay attention. But the next one was Jujar Singh versus Galushka, and Galushka came in. I think he was. I don't remember his weight, but I know Jujar was 219. So we could even probably see him go down to 205. But I truly believe after watching him, I think he can be a star. He's got that star power, putting India on the map. India's huge in power slap. Well, not power slap, but like in the slap world, like they love that content and everything. But just his personality, he came out, he was dancing, he was having fun. He got hit and he was like, yeah. Like he was just awesome. And then like after he won, he was like, pop, 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 pop. Like just the personality, the way he took the slaps, the way he gave them. I mean, I try not to judge people on their very first performance, and this is why Power Slap puts people on their pre-recordings, because it's normally new people coming in. They have to get used to the stage, the rule sets, and all that. But I am glad that we got to see that one live. But yeah, Judar's my favorite. Would love to see him go down down to 205.
I couldn't agree more. In my recap, I said a star was born. Now, one thing I want to say is that like people have started to use this term a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm taking credit for this. I coined the term stage presence. So stage presence is a universal language. Doesn't matter whether you speak Mandarin, whatever you speak, you will know. You know, playing the slap off, working the crowd, that is a universal language. He has it. End of story. A star was born. He at heavyweight stacked, so an uphill climb. But if he can even just get his country behind him, dude's gonna be a huge star.
Yes, I believe that. And I think he will get the country of India behind him, because there's not that many UFC fighters that are in the UFC that are from India. Um, I know there's two on the top of my head that have actually got wins in the UFC, and they have so much support. And just from like looking at analytics and stuff on like stuff that I post, a lot of the stuff is like India and Uzbekistan that gets like the most views. And slap is huge over there, so I'm so glad that they started getting people from Uzbekistan and India and Russia and all that stuff. So it's really cool to see the development and the growth of that. But he's going to be a star.
I thought I saw Slap News say that like he had the biggest jump in followers and he didn't even get a
Yeah.
knockout. That just shows like to me, the best fights in Power Slap aren't even the one and dones. Like the best ones are like the 3 or 5 round battles where it
Mm-hmm.
ends in like a TKO. Those are the best
Yeah.
matches. So like in a decision win to gain that much following, yeah, no, I mean, and I brought this up in my recap, but I'll rehash. So I saw him in Slap Fighting Championship. Now that table is massive. So your arm has to be so extended to the point where like you can't even get power on it. So in my like preview, I was like, this guy could take a hit, but his strike wasn't all that. And then I realized after the fact when he pulled the dude in because he was standing so far back, that then he started to land good strikes. So yeah, no, the dude's a bona fide star, straight up.
Yeah. I will say though, like they both had beards, and I'm not a fan of the beards. I wish they would just like make it cut them out completely, because a lot of people get clubbed and they don't call them because they cannot see the strike zone. So
But
if
then
someone's hitting
complain
you
about
right
him.
here and your
But then
beard's
complain
right
about him.
here, you're not getting that club foul because your beard's too long. Tyler Gross, he cut his beard because that happened to him.
Arguably not enough.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wolverine though. His beard was like you used to
Yeah,
be
he
able to
cut
say the
his.
same about that, but he cut it and it was good. I mean, unluckily, Klingbeil didn't club him. Like Klingbeil threw clean strikes. We'll save that, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, Wolverine cut his beard. He looked different out there to me, but I liked it.
Yeah. Okay, and then that was the end of the prelims. Oh, wait, no, wait. We got Vince Tracy and Andrew Fields. This match, it was hard to like celebrate because I love Andrew and his fiance and like everything that they've been through. And I'm such an empath. So like I'm like whatever. But that match was supposed to be at 155. They couldn't make the weight, so they moved it up to 170. And this one was supposed to be for like a. I feel like this would have been a contender fight for the 155 division. But now I truly do not believe that Vince Tracy needs to move down at all. He needs to stay right where he's at. He's 4-0 in the welterweight division. I still would like to see Andrew go down, let him get a match, let him do what he's got to do, and then maybe move him up to whatever they got to do. But I know Andrew's going to be back, and he's going to be healthy, and everything's going to work out for him. But it's going to be interesting to see where they place Vincent in the rankings because I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with him. But I truly hope that they keep him at welterweight because he's on a 2-fight knockout streak, and he's got the power, he's got the technique, he's got everything down. I don't think he needs to kill himself to cut the weight to get to 155.
All right. I agree with everything. So to me, it was a blessing in disguise for Vince. And like, you just have to give credit to Fields because to me, I know both of them. Fields is built more like me, like taller, thinner. Like Tracy is a solid guy. So Fields should stay at lightweight no matter what. He's just a gangster for taking the fight at 70. Straight up, he is. I think this was the best thing that happened to Tracy because name me off the top of your head, name me one other person that's even coming off a win at welterweight that's not fighting in the main event. Tracy is 4-0 at welterweight with 3 knockouts. He's literally the Luke Simons of welterweight at this point. And I thought Luke should have got a shot. He didn't end up doing it. But to me, I think Vince needs to stay right where he's at. I think Fields is a gangster for taking the fight. And even if Tracy goes down, like he didn't make 55, so it's like why would you go down to have to take a couple more fights or one at least one more fight when you could literally just chill and then fight the winner. So to me, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah. I'm just going to pull up the rankings really quick on my phone. I had to scroll through Power
Yeah,
Slap's Instagram though.
is Vince in the lightweight rankings? I know Fields is, but I don't
I think
think
he was in the welterweight rankings, but I'm not sure if they took him off because they knew the plans of him moving down to 155, but then he couldn't make the weight in that short of a time that they got him. So okay, so we have Manny, Azael, Cole, Tom, Christopher Thomas, KO Chris, Andrew Povos, Zach Zane, Waylon Frost. Vince Tracy was number 8. So I think that they need to get him and KO Chris, or maybe what happens between Andrew Provost and Azael, the winner, or yeah, just move him up. He's number 8. Give him like a 3 or 4.
so. I think, and
And
I don't even know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure Zach Zane, out of everybody you listed besides him, is the only one that's actually coming off a win. I'm
that's
pretty sure.
true.
So, and that's not even like public knowledge yet. And if it was a knockout, we would have seen it. So even if he won, he lost his one before that, and it wasn't a good match. So to me, it doesn't matter if you're 8 or whatever. I mean, Stevie Ray Ellis got to fight Austin Turpin when people didn't even anything is possible. To me, that's the only unless like the only thing that could screw up that plan is if like Azael comes out and gets like a first round KO, like
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's the only thing that could even put like a wrench in the plan. To me, he's next, no matter who wins.
Yeah. Well, you can argue though that Manny's match, his last match at welterweight was a win. He went up his last match that he lost was at middleweight, and it was a short notice fill-in. So, I mean, give him Manny was a former champion, so who else better to test yourself before you get the belt? And
So
also KO Chris as well.
Manny is like the one exception because he's coming off a loss, but it was actually a middleweight.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's kind of the and then even then, I'm pretty sure his 2 fights before that were like very, very close decisions with Blackburn. So
Yeah, it was Blackburn.
to me, out of
They
everybody
went for the
listed,
final.
Manny is like besides if Azael gets like a very quick, impressive knockout, he's really the only other person that could put a wrench in that plan.
Yeah. But will they do you think they'll give Azael another title shot right away?
Um, I mean, if it's impressive enough, I think they will. Because I mean, look, I'm friends with both of them. Babyface dominated that fight, but I also know Azael, and Azael maybe landed one of his good strikes. Like his striking was off that night. So like I'm not taking away from Babyface at all. Who knows? It might even go the same exact way because at the end of the day, Babyface was landing the strikes, but Azael's offense just wasn't there. So if he gets it has to be impressive. Like it would have to be like a first round or even like he won the toss, right? Or did he?
Um,
Oh no, he lost the toss. So if Azael comes out, eats the strike, and then knocks him out first round, like you could give him with not that many clear contenders at welterweight, you can give him a rematch. But um, yeah, that's
yeah,
really
Isaiah lost the toss, but we'll get into the odds later too. We're gonna get into that one later. Um, yeah, I mean, we'll see what they do. But this next match was Peta versus Nicole. The only thing that they have in common is this was Peta's second match in 125, also Nicole's second match in Power Slap. They both had faced Minnie Mayhem, Chelsea Dotson. Um, this one was hard for me to watch because PETA really needed a win here. I'm not sure what they do with her now. She has 2 disqualifications and then now a loss. And she did club Nicole, and I cannot wait to see your breakdown of the lines and all that because I feel like there was more than one club there, so it could have been another
100%.
disqualification.
Um,
Um,
okay, all right. I'll let you finish. Sorry.
I do feel like there was more than one club there, to be fair. But Nicole, she ate the clubs. She ate the club, and she has that stage presence that you say yes, and yes, we eaten.
So
So
one of my biggest hits on the whole thing, and I posted about this on Instagram, was that like, look, I think that should have went to an extra round. It's very
yes,
hard for me, even picking her and liking her, to sit here and say that she won a decision there. To me, Peta won the first and third round, fouled in the second. It's like the easiest draw you'll ever have. Now, with that said, it just proves the stage presence because the only real round they could have gave to Signy would have been the first round. So then that means that if she won the fight without an extra round, she would have had to have won the first round. So yeah, I don't know. I thought
hmm
that should have went to an extra round. I don't remember seeing another club from PETA, but I do think that Nicole got away with at least one club there.
Oh, I should
So
have got the scorecards from Power Slap.
one of
Um,
them was 30-26, which is
yeah,
out
no,
of
okay, I was
bounds.
shocked by that.
Out
There
of
was no
bounds.
way it was 30-26. Um, I would have
Out
been
of
okay
bounds.
with like 29-27, but 30-26 now.
With the foul, I don't even know off the top of my head.
Or
I'm not
twenty-nine,
that good at
26,
math.
whatever, or whatever. Yeah, with the foul. But yeah, I mean, I guess I would have not been disappointed if that went to an extra round because the foul. But at the end of the day, Nicole had really good reaction. So even though she was like rocked, immediately she like snapped back into it and she was like eating it. I
Cracks
don't
me up
think
every
that
time.
I don't think she's ready for like a Paige or Ellie just yet. I think I would like to see one more match because even her last performance, it was her first one, um, and she did show huge improvements from the first one to the second one. I just need to see a little bit more, let her get a little bit more experience before we start moving her. I don't even want to say the rankings because there's no rankings in Power Slap Woman yet, which there should be because, but whatever.
It's still a little confusing on the weight classes too, because I feel like
hmm
they jump or whatever. What I will say about Designy is if she can figure out her striking, she's gonna be huge. But the problem is it's like against Paige or Ellie, I think she'll eat them. She'll eat against she would eat against some guys. She would. She just has that iron jaw. She just
hmm
hasn't been able to figure out her motion to the point where she could even get a reaction out of anybody. And it's like for Peta real quick, it's like she landed some good strikes. She showed that she has potential. To me, it seems like it's more of a bright lights thing. That's what it doesn't seem like talent.
But
It
is it a
seems like
bright light
she's
thing
like
though? Because like she competed like Olympic level and was on Dana White Contender Series and has been competing in these huge organizations before even coming to Power Slap.
That's a fair point, but I've also never seen any of them. And
Yeah.
also, how do you land two great strikes and then all of a sudden just like there's no way Nicole, she didn't rock her in the first round, so it wasn't because she was rocked. I think that I don't know, there's something mental. She clearly
Hmm.
has the physical tools. She has an excellent chin. But at the end of the day in a 3-round fight, if you're going to foul once, like your chances of winning are so slim,
Hmm.
especially when you're not playing off the slaps. Like Destiny is hilarious. Not only does she do it, she like bounds like when she does it, it's just different. It's just different.
Yeah. No, totally agree. I will say she has a really muscular body. It's very nice looking. I miss muscles. But yeah, because I don't want to feel like I'm just like completely shitting on her. But
No,
like I said, like she had
she
the two
has the tools.
disqualifications, then she came in and fouled again. But it's like there's something missing that she's not fixing it going forward.
She
So
has all the tools.
I'm not sure what Power Slap will do. Um, so
Fair.
I don't
She looked
know.
way better in this one to me. Like in this
Yeah.
one, I was like, okay, I can see it now. I can see the vision. That's why I think it's something mental because she landed good strikes. She did. Um,
And she ate very well. Like she's got the
oh,
chin
her
because she did
chin,
judo her whole
certified.
life and like ballerina.
And
I
to
don't know,
me,
gymnastics.
judo isn't even something where I'm like thinking I'm okay, did judo. She has a chin. She has a chin. It's not
Hmm.
debatable.
But to be fair, they use muscles that like not an average person would use in
Maybe
judo.
some neck muscles for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it hurts, but I don't immediately think she did judo.
she's
She's gonna have a
probably got a
chin.
really strong base though, so
Yeah.
that would helps her.
Oh, she's absolutely yoked. She's ripped.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no
She
other
does
way
have
to say
alpha
it.
fat
She
on her.
is.
Okay, so we're gonna stop really quick because Wing Model says, question to each of you: how much would it take for each of you to do a power slap match? Let's say you're doing it against people who are also doing it for the first time, not professionals. Um, it's gonna take like 50,000 or 100,000. I'm not built like that. I also don't have a strong neck, so I would need a lot of time to do that. I'm just gonna sit here and judge everybody, even though I would never do it. But no, mad respect. Like I always give all the strikers respect because it's something that I would. I don't have the balls, and I am not scared to admit that. Like I'm not trying to get slapped to my face.
That is such an excellent question. All right. So for me, I do whatever I want, whenever I want, as long as my mom says it's okay, and she'll never say it's okay. The price tag would be 100 bands for me, which I'm not nearly famous enough. So basically, I'll never do it. But if you go on my Instagram, you'll see me slap. I can slap. I've honestly almost been knocked out before, so I know what that's like, and that's part of the reason why there's 5 zeros in my number.
I love it.
But it would cost more than they would ever pay, so you'll probably never see me there.
Yeah, same. Yeah, you'll never get me up there. So I don't know. I'm not built
He
like that.
does
I'm a
rip.
lover. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I mean, honestly, me too. Like that's what I don't understand about power slap is like I'll hang out with these guys that are literally about to fight, and they're like so buddy buddy. To me, if we're fighting in any capacity, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to be around you. I don't understand how they do that. That's honestly an issue that I didn't even consider into that question. I don't even know if I could unless it was like a newcomer. I don't know. But
Yeah.
check out my Instagram if you want to see the slap though.
No, because mentally too, like get inside your head. But uh, okay. So this next one, Darius the Destroyer versus West Mina. They finally put Darius on a live card, but I think the last one he was on, maybe it might have been Power Slap one. um, because the last one was a pre-recording, which I was there. That knockout was crazy. Like
Can
it
you
had me
get
like,
me into the pre-recordings?
no, I can't.
Slap News said they could. Shout out to Slap News. They said they could, but they need a couple weeks advance. So
Yeah, I don't have that kind of pull. I
come on
barely
now.
got
Petty Corner
myself in
has
there.
that kind of
No,
pull. You're getting footage from somewhere you're not even. You got that ball.
hey. Okay,
Sorry,
so we
what were you
got
saying?
anyway. We got Darius the Destroyer versus Wes Mina. Wes Mina is coming off a title loss to DeBell, and Darius lost the belt to the belt, like the inaugural belt match to Wolverine. I don't think Wes's stock goes down at all, like you said in your breakdown. He went the distance with Darius. This is another one that could have went to a sudden death. It was pretty even. Darius had a clubbing foul. I don't know, but Darius just started laughing after he was getting slapped. So, but mad respect, Darius is a legend of the slap fighting, even outside of power slap. Um, yeah. So I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
agree
Darius
more.
is calling for DeBell.
All right. So there's a lot to say here. So for Wes Mena, the way the scorecards drive, that's about the worst setup you could have because you get rocked in your first one, then it cancels out in the second one. So it literally comes down to the third round. Whoever wins the third round wins the fight. And I love Wes Mena, but Darius clearly won the third round to me. I mean, Wes was able to stay on his feet and eat it, which is impressive in and of itself. But the slap that he came back with just wasn't as powerful. So it literally comes down to one round, just like the Klingbeil Wolverine. It doesn't matter what the previous 5 rounds were. At the end of the day, the sudden it's one round, and that's what it came down to with Wes and
Yeah.
Darius. But that was a scrap. That was a good fight. Shout out to both guys.
Yeah, it was. But so I don't think either of their stock goes down. Not sure if they'll move West on the rankings. Maybe one spot if they move Darius in front of him. Um, and depending on what happens this weekend, because we have some heavyweight matches, and I don't think Secure's ahead of him in the
So
rankings.
many heavyweight matches. It's
Yeah,
that's a whole different. I was saving that for the heavyweight matches, but
yeah,
it was a good scrap.
um, yeah. No, it definitely was. So yeah, but Darius, he's taken a lot of slaps, so I'm not sure how much longer he's going to be doing power slaps. So that's probably why he's calling for DeBell, and they have history from their previous organization. So
So to me, it's like with Darius. I mean, he's taken a there's no one. Maybe Wolverine. I'd have to do the math, but I'd argue that no one has taken more slaps in power slap than Darius. Now, to me, it still hasn't even added up yet. Like he got stumbled a little bit, but one knockout loss, maybe two. I could misspeak, but one or two in all the fights. So it's like to me, it's not even that the chin was cracked. It's just that he just couldn't rock his opponents, and he was just so worried about complaining about the fouls and stuff. It seems like that's behind him. He was making more of an effort to laugh and play the slaps off too, which makes you think that he's listening to Slap City. But
he definitely does. um, but another thing with him is him and Wolverine, I want to say did like 22 or 27. I know that's like
seven.
27 rounds in just one sitting. That's insane.
That's like 5.3
Title
main
matches.
event fights in
Yeah.
Power Slap, like in one match. And Darius probably had 8 or 10 fights before that. But like, there's a difference, and he didn't roll with it like he did previously. Like he used to let it hit, and then he would purposely whip his head to take
Hmm.
away from it. He wasn't doing that there.
Yeah.
But I don't think it has anything to do with his chin. It's all about his striking and just his mental. Like
Yeah.
that's it. But I
Yeah.
don't
He
think
was
he's
good
ready,
for sure.
or not even ready. But I think he needs it at heavyweight. There's so many contenders. I think Dorian should have got a rematch like 2 fights ago. So I just think that
Yeah.
he has to win one or two more before he's ready. But it would be cool with the slap fight guys for sure.
Yes, definitely. Okay, this next one is Big Mac Bikini Manu versus Dumpling. Former champion Dumpling, the reason why Power Slap exists, according to Dana White, and Bikini Manu, what is he, 5-0, 6-0 now?
I want to say
Um,
it's 6-0 now.
6-0 now. And he's just knocking everybody out. He had a little break, like a year or something. I just feel like that break was very good for him. I think he like truly appreciates it because like his career wouldn't be where it is today without that break. And when I interviewed him after his last fight against Dwayne, he told me he would actually rather have Dumpling before he gets a Hitman. And I don't think that anybody else deserves to go against Hitman besides him, because 6-0, a couple not. I think his last three were knockouts. Um, Stephen Rousey. Dwayne Crespo and well, no, Dumpling was not a knockout, but that if
It
that
would have been if
table was
that
not
table wasn't
there,
there.
Dumpling was all the way leaned up
It
against
might
it.
as well have been a knockout.
Yeah, and
Oh
he
damn,
has
my ice
that
machine's
stage
going crazy.
presence,
Sorry.
that crazy stage presence.
That's why I
He's got
picked him
that
by
figured out.
decision. That's why I picked him
Yeah,
by decision.
and he's one of the most athletic super heavyweights on the roster, if not number one. I think he's number one for athleticism. He comes from rugby background. He did a small stint in the NFL. He played college football. He coaches wrestling. Like he's just been active his whole life. He did a WWE wrestling. Like he's just done all the sports. Like super athletic. He can move his body more than most of the super heavyweights and get that torque to bring his power with it. So it's gonna be amazing to see him finally get a title shot. It kind of sucks that it's gonna be against Hawaiian because I love Hawaiian and they're both Hawaiian, so like they got that cultural thing. But I know at the end of the day, it's respect and they both appreciate the competition.
I couldn't agree more. So you could literally take like both of my legs and put them together, and that's basically the size of Manu's right arm. And the fact that he swings it that fast and that accurately is scary to me, to be honest with you. Now the Hitman, you could hit him with a car. So I mean, Dumpling has a great chin too, so I think it'll be a great fight. I slept on Manu a little bit just because of when I got into Power Slap. Like he hadn't really competed, but he's been so active lately. Like I am on that train. Choo choo. Although the Hitman's my dog, so I'm still rooting for the Hitman, and I'll pick the Hitman. But Manu is scary, straight
Yeah,
up, and he made me look good picking by decision.
yeah, no, it's definitely a tough battle, for both of them. But and I know like the MMA and combat sports math do not math, like it doesn't math, because Hitman and Crespo went to decision, and then McKinney knocked him out. So the math don't math, but it's kind of like you have to kind of look at that too. So it's like the only thing that makes sense for McKinney and Hitman next would be each other. I'm not really sure where Dumpling goes. Like I don't think his stock drops at all either. He's also a legend in the sport. Before this loss, the only loss he had was to Zales, which was the same guy that the Crazy Hawaiian only had a loss to until they met each other, and then it was a draw and then a loss, and then he lost to Hitman. So like he has like what like 16, 17 slap fights and only has three, and they're to like the top of the top people. I don't think his stocks drops. I think he'll be a gatekeeper. Maybe they'll run it back after McKinney gets the belt because that match it went the distance. There was no knockout. We'll see.
So I heard something interesting when Slap News did their like preview or whatever. It's that like they might never see Dumpling again. And on the surface, I was like, that's
Really?
crazy. But then I was like thinking it through, and I'm like, damn, like that honestly kind of does make a little bit of sense. Like he's got so much success. Now, to me, well, first of all, it's impressive that you even know that like he lost to what's his name, Zales or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Same dude as Crazy Hawaiian. That's a whole different story. That shit was rigged. But that's like the only fight to me that like would get him out of bed. If he has to fight like a Kalani, like a further down, then I don't even know if he would want to do it. Does he need the money? Is he making enough money? I don't know.
Well,
But I
he
do
made a
think
lot
that
of money.
Dumpling looked the best that he's looked in Power Slap in this last one. Like coming into this, I was like, I'm not even sold on Dumpling. I thought he was overrated, to be honest. Not even that exciting. He looked way better in this one. It's unfortunate that he had to lose because I do think he looked a lot better. I think if he fought like this against the Hitman, it would have been a much better fight. So we'll see. I
Yeah.
would like to see him again based on his last performance. If he looked exactly like he did in his last two before that, I'd have been like, I could take it or leave it. But he looked good in this last one.
I'm not even going to try to lie and be like I was the biggest Dumpling fan. Um, during whenever Dana decided to start Power Slap, he was like, I saw these viral clips of Dumpling, and then like I went to go try to find the same clips of Dumpling, and the only clips that I saw were him beating up little guys. So I was like
Well,
not super
that's
impressed, and then they gave him Polar Bear, which I feel like Polar Bear should have been heavyweight, and then the Hawaiian thing didn't really do any damage to the Crazy Hawaiian or Hawaiian Hitman, but I do have I got that respect for him in this last match just because the way he handled it and the way McKinney's been able to knock these guys out. Because even when McKinney went against Stephen Rousey, that guy was way bigger than him, and that guy almost fell off the stage. So he did gain my respect, and I don't try to be disrespectful, and I hope that doesn't sound disrespectful because he really truly is a legend. But yeah,
Me neither.
like I was the
But we
biggest
tell it
fan. I
how it
was
is at
like,
the end of the
I
day.
wasn't impressed because I think it's like it was hyped too much, so I
Hmm.
expected more. But now I understand.
Everybody out there, she knows what she's talking about. She does.
Hey,
I
prove me
agree.
wrong though. Go look up all the clips that you can find on Dumpling.
No, no, no. I saw that clip and I know what you're talking about. The one small dude who was holding on with both hands, like, and he's tiny, tatted. I saw
Hmm.
that and then forgot about it. And then I heard about Dana White and then I looked back and that was the clip that he was talking about. I remember specifically seeing that clip and being like, "What the hell is this? That guy weighs less than me."
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, I don't care how Power Slap started, who it was inspired by. Power Slap is Power Slap. It's changed since one. It just is what it is. But Dumpling looked good in this last one. I hope we see him again. But I wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if we don't. I wouldn't.
yeah. Well, he's made so much money and he's like built a huge brand in Russia, like opening stores and all this stuff too. So like he doesn't really need this anymore. It's got him to where he needs to be. But at the same time, like I was kind of like a hater, but we do have to appreciate that the sport of power slap, like the power slap league, would not exist if it wasn't for him.
Factual. Factual.
Yeah. Okay, and then let's get into Wolverine versus the Kryptonian. They should have just
Let's
put
get into it.
They should just put a picture of Wolverine and Superman next to each other. Probably copyright issues there. But Alan Klingbeil, I think, won the hearts over of a lot of people. Bill got some fans. Went the distance. I know people were complaining about his rolling. Rolling is allowed. He was just doing it too early, and I'm not trying to justify it. He was called on one of them. Maybe some people wanted him to be called on more of it. It's just a timing thing, but he did. He was rocking Wolverine, and I'm not sure we've ever seen Wolverine that rocked at light heavyweight. At
That was the
heavyweight,
key. That was the key at LA heavyweight. That's why you know your
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Yep.
for sure. Okay, and then going back really, really quick, Danny wants Dumpling. I think that would be a cool matchup too, because it's like bringing more overseas presence, like Africa and Russia.
Well, you were probably in there. See, I'm not that cool. I wasn't there. Didn't he won, right? It wasn't like it was like a DQ or something, but he at least won his last match. I want to say it was like a DQ
Oh, I
against
wasn't. I actually didn't go to that one. It was a DQ,
okay. But he
because
won though, no?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that. I think that if he's going to stay in Power Slap and they're not going to bring in like Zales, then I think that that's perfect. I mean, they literally look like they're very evenly matched and like although I think that Dumpling would have the advantage on like the offensive side, Danny Van Heerden, like that would be a battle. It
well,
would.
hold
So
on a
I'm down with
second.
that fight. I am.
Hold on one second though. He was like the only one to bring the crazy Hawaiian like the distance, I believe. Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
We got the hybrid in the house. That's perfect timing,
What
as
up,
we literally
Jackie?
just finished Power Slap 16 card. But I think he may have like some final things to say about Wolverine and Alan.
Well,
Okay, yeah. So this is what I'm trying to say. So they called him in like the fourth round. To me, there's no world where you don't call him in the first round. Like Wolverine wins his first coin toss in 8 fights, and then the guy flinches and gets away with it. To me, first round you have to call. But then it's like then they have the option to take a point in the fourth round on the second flinch, and then they might not go to an extra round. So it's like the difference between being a fan and being like a truest of the sport. So I'm not mad at it, and that's why like I feel like some people are mad at me for not being mad at it because at the end of the day, like Dana White said, best fight ever. If they call Klima in the first round, there's a chance that doesn't go to an extra round. So it's like pick your poison.
That is true.
yeah.
That is very true. All right, so that was the end of Power Slap 16. We're going to get into Power Slap 17 now. And I have the one and only Jackie, the hybrid Catalan, here with us. She is the only woman to
Hello.
face both Sheena and Robin. So we're going to do a little breakdown of the Power Slap 17 card. I'm not sure how much time you have, if you're just going to hop in just for this little breakdown and hop off, or if you want to stay around for a little bit.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm at high school because I have practice right now. I'm coaching.
Okay. All right. So
So
we're
if somebody
going to
runs
like,
out here and needs me, then
okay, so we'll just start with that match, and then when she leaves, we'll get into the rest of the card. But it's good to see you. I love you, Jackie. You know, you're one of my favorites.
love you.
Yeah, do you have a fight coming up soon? Is it jujitsu or like combat jujitsu or
I
something?
have a combat jiu-jitsu match coming up November 21st, first Subversive. And it's the very first women's main event for that promotion. So I'm excited for it.
Let's go. I'm so excited for you. How can we watch it from home if we can't make it there? Do you know?
Um, pretty on our YouTube page. But I will be posting it. So you can follow me now. But it's out there before the match actually happens.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you went against both Robin and Sheena. The first one against Sheena was a DQ, and then the one against Robin and the second one against Sheena was a decision. What are your thoughts on their match? Who do you have winning, and just from your perspective on someone who has faced both their power?
Honestly, my breakdown for this match is Sheena takes the win. Will knock her out in one slap. Um, I don't think Robin has a good chin, and I'm not saying that because like I think she'll get knocked out. I think she just doesn't have the chin that she needs to go against somebody with the power like she has. She doesn't really have like a background, so we don't really know. And honestly, when I went against Robin, I wasn't hitting her with a lot of power because I was really concerned about making sure the slaps were perfect and not fouling or moving my feet, or so it took away from my power. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna go. They don't call anything anyways. So but on this match,
I'm
I
so glad you
think
said that.
um they don't. Like my last match, oh god, it was so bad.
I'm so glad you said that.
But no, I think Sheena, so obviously Robin won the coin toss. She doesn't have the power to knock Sheena out. So I think with just one slap, Sheena will take the win. I think it ends in the first round. I'm friends with both of them. I talked to Robin today. Like she's a little bit nervous, but obviously rightfully so. Sheena and the goat at 155, 145. And obviously she has the power to be knocking anybody out except me, I guess. I mean, she dropped me, but she didn't knock me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the experience with it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say the only thing that I'm really, really upset about is that they keep talking about other belts and other divisions. And you and Sheena are like the
I know.
pioneers
It's
of
insane.
women in power slap, and your fight should have been for a belt. I will die
And
on that
even for
sword.
me, like I have competed the most in power slap as a woman, even more than Sheena, because Sheena took that whole year off. And she did so many times during that year. But even me, like, there's no reason they should be giving anybody else a belt. Don't bring a belt until that division is stacked full of people where a belt can be. But she should be the first person that ever gets the opportunity to have a belt in power slap. If they do it anywhere else, or whoever else, like, it's a mistake.
Yes. I love that you say that. Because that was like when they
I
were
mean,
going to
she's
do
the
Paige and
reason that
Michael.
power slap is power. She made power slap viral with the knockout. She did.
Yeah. And she was literally named the first lady of power slap. And like you guys are both,
Yeah.
I feel like if you look at like the first 2 years of power slap, it was like you and Sheena's faces for women's.
Yeah.
So,
I have a
but
question if
Yeah,
you don't
definitely
mind,
this
real
match,
quick,
I give it
for
to Sheen.
Jackie.
Yeah.
So my question was because in the second fight, Sheena straight up clubbed you on the first one. do you think
She
there's a
did.
world where
Mhm.
she's live for a miss on like one strike? Because you said first
I
round, and
mean, there's a
who knows, maybe. But Robin, to me, like, yeah, you might not have hit her with your best shots, but to me, you still hit her. You still hit her. So she definitely has it. Like to me, I agree with your sentiment that like Jackie will probably get her out of there, but to me, I think it might be later on. And to me, it was more like I just think she's live for a miss, like one miss. But I'm curious what you think because she did foul you on the first lap
Mhm.
in yours, if I'm not mistaken.
She did. She clubbed me on the first one. But honestly, if it does go away and she throws a club or she does something where it's a foul, like she's still gonna knock her out and she's gonna lose. But I don't think there's no world I don't see Sheena knocking her out.
Okay, that's fair,
Power is too much. Yeah.
super fair. While you're on, I just want to say that
Yeah.
fight to me was like the turning point for being like a Jackie fan. I was like, after that fight, when I saw you like just continuously just get up and that to me where I was like, all right, after this one,
Yeah.
I'm officially a Jackie Catalan fan. You could lose 100, I don't care.
Yeah.
After that one, I was sold. I was buying what you were selling after that one. I wanted to get that
You
up.
have to go watch her PFL fights though.
Oh, in
Uh,
a fight, in a straight up fight in Power Slap, I think that she would beat a lot of guys. Like no girl on the roster is beating Jackie in a legitimate
Yeah.
fight. In a slap fight, it's a little different, but yeah, no, that's not debatable.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like you're gonna be a Jackie stan for life once you see her PFL fights too.
That's different. I'm talking about Power Slap.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. So are you planning on
Yeah.
moving down to
So
135? Because you
I
did
mean,
come
you have
in.
to stand there
Oh, we can't hear you.
and the hit. So it's like okay, terrible service where I'm at. Let me move.
Oh, we can. I
Can you
think
hear
we
me?
can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's pretty choppy on my end, but
Yeah, I'm in like a city that has terrible service. But I think with Power Slap, you just have to stand there and take the hit. So it's like it could go any way, you just don't know. It's not like
Mm-hmm. I will say, I think your last match that you just had was the best form that you've had, in my opinion. Um, and I never took into account that like you keeping that in the back of your head about the foul from Sheena too. Like I got to make sure I
yeah.
don't lift my feet and I don't club and I don't do this. So, but yeah, I loved
Yeah.
watching
So
you. Sucks you didn't get the dub, but you're moving down to 135, right?
yeah.
weren't you
Because you
already
came
supposed
I
to
in
do
should
at
have
that? I
I
feel
wanted
like you
that match
told
at
me that in
135.
Vegas. I feel like you told me that in Vegas and then just fought up. Did you not? I feel like you did.
Well,
Yeah.
she didn't want to go down to 135 for that match.
Oh,
Thank
fair,
you.
fair.
So I hope the next call you get is 135 and you don't need to take another
Well,
night
I'm
at
not going to take
145.
anything other than 135 now.
Yeah. No, you looked incredible too, like your physique and everything, your form. I'm so happy to finally see you
Yeah.
back again. And yeah.
I know I was actually practicing.
Yeah, no, I love to see it.
Yeah.
Real
Do you have
quick
any other
though,
questions
also
for?
I want to say though that I was so glad that you said that like you were worried about fouling, even in like your second. I think it was against the Cata. Oh my gosh.
Katarina?
Yeah,
Katarina.
yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
had like fouls in that one too, so that was even more. But at the end of the day, with some of these
Yeah.
fouls that we're seeing let go, I agree
I
with you
know.
at this
I
point.
feel
Like
like
at this
I
point,
should
just
just
go
go
for the
back to
knockout.
fouling
And
because
no,
yeah.
it's not go back to fouling, but take that just swing to the best of your ability. Try
Yeah.
not to foul, but don't like take off of it because of the foul.
Worry
Because at
about
the
it.
end of the day, we're seeing some knockouts where I'm like, on what planet Earth is that a KO? So I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that though. I feel like you're in the spot where like at this point, like what else do you do? I mean, you're
Yeah.
trying to play by the rules, and then I mean, look, I like Abby, but like she was doing a bunch of shit that you're not supposed to do in that last
Tucking
match.
and
Yeah,
her shoulders were up and she was tucking her
100%,
skin a lot. Yeah.
100%. I can't even argue that. So I'm glad you said that. I agree with you.
You are going to be a problem at 135 though. I feel like you're going to lead the way for the belts.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Dotson's in the chat.
I
She said, "I
agree.
always love watching Jackie compete."
I love Chelsea.
Yeah, she's amazing. But I don't want to take any more of your time because I know that you're coaching. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Oh wait, guys, before we get out of here,
Yeah,
Jackie
of
is
course.
looking for sponsors for her match. So if you want to sponsor her,
I am.
hit her up. Her Instagram is in the description. So yeah, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you
Thank
compete
you.
again. I always love watching you compete.
Yeah, it's fun because it's jujitsu and slapping.
Yeah, and
First
you're so
round
dominant on the
submission
ground.
in the jiu-jitsu. I'm calling it right now. First round.
Yeah.
You have so much
All
power; it's
right.
crazy. So
Pressure.
I wouldn't want to be your opponent.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
All right, thank you for being here. We'll talk soon. We have to catch up.
Yeah, we do.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yes, enjoy Power Slap 17, everyone. Yes, we're gonna break down Power Slap 17. We just skipped to the Sheena match because Jackie had um, to go, and I'm grateful that she was able to come here for a few minutes and you got to ask her questions and all that.
That was a bold prediction, no? She said first round, she didn't knockout. I wasn't
It was
expecting her to
well.
say that.
I mean, she's the only one that's felt both of their powers. So
I'm not like arguing that no one ever could give better insight than her. I just thought it was interesting. That's why I
yeah,
asked the question because to me, I thought Robin showed a decent chin, and with you know, Sheena, you're always live for a miss. I mean, she fouled Jackie on the first strike and then landed two perfect ones. So, I
hmm
mean, I thought it was a valid question, but didn't seem to phase her. So excited to see it.
yeah. No, yeah, she's tough. This first match, I don't really know these guys, and I'm gonna butcher their names, and I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance. Shakarov and I'm just gonna call him Hulk because he showed up into the weigh-ins in green, dressed as the Hulk. They didn't even have betting odds out for them. Don't know how that's gonna go because they're both new. So we'll just, we just have to kind of see
How does
what
that
happens.
happen? The other two guys are newcomers too. So to
Yes.
me, I dropped the comment. I thought that was one of the more underrated comments I've ever dropped. Where it's just like the hell with it. We don't fucking know. We're just gonna leave that shit blank. But I have a couple
Mhm.
notes on these guys because I did my homework. So
I
um
didn't.
so Shakarov, MMA 0-1, and he's been TKO'd. So not like flatline with a punch, because that would be a KO. TKO, like ground and pound.
hmm
So hasn't necessarily gone out cold. But then the other dude, the Hulk, first of all, you hate to judge a book by its cover, but I'm literally about to. My money's on that guy. But 2-1 in MMA, no knockout losses, and he is absolutely terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not.
Facts.
That's what I know about him.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not gonna make a pick here because I don't know either of them.
Oh, I'll
I
make a
did
pick.
not do my research. I didn't have to. I didn't do my research. We're just gonna move on to the second bout. It is Brian Ellis versus Ro Montana, and let's see the draft. We're gonna go off the DraftKings betting odds. They have Ro Montana as a favorite, and maybe I feel like that because Ro went the distance with Aaron Turner, and Brian Ellis got knocked out by him. So, and Brian did have a hard weight cut. He did come in overweight, so he will be relinquishing some of his
Does
purse.
that mean he had a hard weight cut, or
I
he
think
just
he had a hard weight
realized that
cut.
he didn't?
You're right. I don't know for
Valid
sure.
question, no.
That is a valid question. Sometimes I do know when I'm behind the scenes if they had a hard weight cut or not. I wasn't there, so I don't know for sure. I'm just assuming he had a hard weight cut. He didn't look the greatest on the scale, but sometimes when they rehydrate, they look better.
I didn't see
Um,
that, but I'll trust your word for that. I
yeah.
didn't see that. That
Maybe
matters.
I'll let them post some pictures. I only did the main card for the weigh-ins. But Brian Ellis, he's got that experience. Ro Montana he moved down from super heavyweight in his first match, went the distance with Aaron, and the power slap math does not math. So we'll see. Ro's so exciting to watch. Brian Ellis is, I don't know, he's a good dude too. So this one should be a fun one to watch.
So does it not math or does it math perfectly? Because
It does not math.
to me, I mean, I've stood like Aaron Turner is the bigger guy, and I think that pound for pound, like Aaron Turner probably has like a better strike, but I mean Ellis has a decent chin. I think that this is gonna look so much like the Aaron Turner versus Ro Montana fight that like it's honestly scary. So Ro
Mm-hmm.
won the toss. One thing I have to get out before Ro Montana. First of all, he fought at super heavyweight. In my opinion, this guy has like a middleweight fighting at heavy. Like the size difference. Go back and watch the Aaron Turner fight. He looked. It was undescribable. This guy has a chin on him. Won the toss. If I, yeah, I'll stop there. I'll let you go again. But I had to get that out. Ro Montana has a chin on him.
Yeah, no, he does for sure. And he comes out and does his dance, and that's another stage performance thing, right there. And even if Brian did win the coin toss, he would forfeit it from missing weight. Um,
Factual.
so there's, so there's that. But that one's gonna be a fun one. That one should have maybe even started the card. I
Do
don't
we
know.
know how much he missed weight by? Because that matters too.
Um, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think 7 pounds.
Oh, all right. So
But I
seven
don't know. There's
pounds.
two people that miss weight, so I could be mixing. I'm dyslexic with numbers, so I always I'm like it could be 3, it could be 7. I don't remember.
All
No,
right, to
I
me,
don't know.
from like a betting standpoint, the 7, if he missed by 7, that to me screams he realized he's not going to get there. That's like less of a hard cut to me. If he missed by like
I
1.75 pounds, that means that he probably fought till the very end and then didn't make it. So that to me, on the surface, as like a diehard UFC fan, would would mean that he had a tough cut. 7 pounds kind of seems like he just reached the point where he's like, fuck it. I'm not going to make it anyway, and I'll just step out of the sauna. It depends on how much you miss by. Where is slap
oh
news when
okay.
we need
He
him?
went in 269, so he 3 pounds. So I think
All right,
Mirza was the
so
one who would have was more. But Mirza's on the pre-recording, so we're not even gonna talk about those.
that would qualify to me. 3-ish seems like he fought till the end, so that matters.
Mm-hmm.
It does. What did Ro
And just had a
Montana
hard
weigh in
time.
at? Like 250 tops?
Huh?
What did Ro Montana weigh in at? Do we
Um.
know?
Yes. 1 second. I do have the number somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, off the top, I think it's going to look very similar. So it all comes down for Ro Montana. It all comes down to his striking. So
Row is 265.5.
that sounds like a perfect weight cut to me.
Okay.
Although I
We have
think
a
that he's
question from Chelsea. What is your guys' take on missing weight, like as a professional standpoint? You guys know what the weight is when you sign that contract. At the same time, I really have a hard time being hard on people about this, because I am not a professional athlete and I don't know what it's like to cut weight, but it's like you agreed to this. And if I want to compare this to UFC, because I'm a huge UFC fan, I hate when people miss weight. I think it's really disrespectful to your opponent. Um, and it's just hard to watch because then when the fight does continue, like you have such a huge advantage against the person you're going against because you have more weight on you and they did what they were supposed to do. um that's my take on it. I don't like it. But yeah.
so the tough part about missing weight in power slap is that like compared to the UFC is it puts your opponent in a much tougher spot. There's situations like Fields, for example. Fields, couple fights fall through. You don't know when the next opportunity you're going to have is. So you really box your opponent in when you miss weight and they've been waiting for an opportunity to where you'll see people take fights that they probably wouldn't normally take. Like in the UFC, there's literally fights every weekend. So like at the most, like even if you miss one, like you'll wait a couple months in power slap. If you don't take a fight when somebody misses weight, you could wait a year. So it's like even more amplified in power slap, in my opinion. To me, it all comes down to like what the weight difference is. Like if you miss by like 10 pounds, then it's like, damn, dude, like were you even planning on making it? But like if you miss by like point 0.5, I mean, sometimes that just comes down to like a simple calculation. To me, I personally I don't think there's an excuse, but in power slap, I just know that it's amplified. You're much more pressured to take a fight when your
Hmm.
opponent misses weight in power slap than you are in the UFC.
I will say this: the only person who gets a pass, and it's not because she's in the chat, but the only person who gets a pass on the weight cut is Chelsea Dotson. Because I was there behind the scenes, I saw what happened. She got a call, and like 12 hours later, she was weighing
Yeah,
in.
see that's not even in the conversation. That's just
Yeah,
gangster territory.
and she
That's
only missed
like
by one
that's not
pound.
even
So
that's
stuff
apples
like
and
that,
oranges.
like those kind of occasions. But at the same token, when they're cutting that much weight in that short amount of time, they're depleting their brain, and it's going to be harder for them than their opponent who moved up the weight to or who made it like and like had like that longer time to cut the weight.
That's actually a good, if you don't mind me cutting in real quick. So
Yeah, go
one of
ahead.
the things that I heard on the broadcast was that Wolverine, to make weight, like he came in heavier, and instead of cutting water, he just straight up fasted for 3 days. And Bisping was trying to say, and look, at the end of the day, I literally sit here at a desk and like talk shit. Bisping is a
Same.
former title challenger, but to me, I mean, I intermittent fast every day for the last 10 years of my life. To me, when you have body fat, fasting for 3 days is a lot better than coming in and spending, 6 hours in the sauna. To me,
Hmm.
that felt smarter than cutting a bunch of water. That's just to me. Again, Bisping, former world champ, it's tough to tell him that he's wrong, but I personally do think that he's wrong there.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with Bisping.
I will. I will.
But the water, I think the water is harder because when you're getting slapped in the face opposed to fighting MMA, like MMA, you have jujitsu, you have leg kicks, you have all these other defenses that you can use where you're taking a blow to the head and your hands are behind your back, where you're not dodging and ducking them. That blow to the head with a depleted brain is not going to be good for you.
Right, but the principle is still the same. Whether you're dehydrated and you're taking a slap, or whether you're on the ground taking ground and pound, 20 unanswered strikes to the
That's
face.
true.
Like the end of the day, it's like if you get submitted, whether or not you dehydrated yourself probably won't matter. But at the end of the day, if you're talking about strikes to the head, to me, it seems like common sense would be it's better to not eat for a couple days when you can go weeks without food than it is to dehydrate your brain. Because when you're not
Yeah.
eating, you can still drink. Like you're not depleting that. I don't know. To me, like look, I might look like an idiot, but I will argue with Bisping there.
But in the same token, in MMA, you have more defenses that you can use that's going to protect your head.
Oh, for sure.
So
For sure.
I don't know. I'm not going to argue with him because I never fought in MMA and I was I was never world champion. But I do see your points. Okay, we talked about the Sheena and Jackie match. Well, we let Jackie talk about it. Do you have any other thoughts you want to share on that one?
So, all right. So to me, it's tough
Actually,
with
hold on. We
Robin.
skipped a bunch. We went straight from Ellis and to Sheena and Jackie. We have Hong Kong and Amin Tayev. This one
All
you're
right.
excited about.
This is arguably the one that I want to talk about the most. So, all right, anybody that's listening right now, as a bettor, to me, when I looked at these odds, the one that stuck out to me the most was this one right here. So you have the Iron Palm guy who they've been promoting heavily. And to me, this is a whole different topic, but I'll give you a clip right here. If there was ever a match with the coin toss results that proves that the coin toss is real, it's probably this one right here. They promoted this guy, they put him on a pedestal, they posted videos of him breaking bricks, bending wrenches in front of Dana White, but yet he loses the coin toss. If there was ever a match that proved that the coin tosses are real, it's this one right here. Now, with that said, look, I don't care how many wrenches you can bend. Can you take a slap because he lost the coin toss, the great equalizer? And his opponent, I creeped his Instagram. He's slapped before, and it looks bad. I'm calling it right here, right
Great
now.
champion, I think, right?
The kid that won the toss against that dude is my favorite bet on the whole card. Underdog. Slapping first. I'm either going to look like a total idiot or I'm going to look like Houdini. But I'm going to say it right now.
Well, lightweights get crazy knockouts too. I'm excited to see
100%.
newer
100%.
lightweights come in because the division needs it though too.
More than ever. Especially when you have like a match like Shockey versus Gianni where it's like a DQ and then a DeFrank who like that went to a draw. So that like lightweight is down bad right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are. So yeah, I agree. you need it. But to me, there's no clearer proof that the coin tosses are real than this match right here. Because if there was anybody that you would want to win the coin toss, it's probably the Iron Palm dude that you've been posting hella.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say this too. You could request the coin toss. Like, they're not going to sit here and post it. People get in shambles when, you know, they see like stuff they think is funny going on with the coin toss, but like you can literally request it from Power Slap.
Yeah, to me, I've never thought they were. I'm just saying, I'm proving because I know that
Well, the
there are
commission's
still
in
a
the
lot of
room when
people.
they do it, and everything's recorded. So
Right,
like you can
right,
literally go request it if you wanted it.
right. I get that. I'm just saying that like they had posted that one video that to me wasn't the best way to handle it, but there's no clear like you could post a video and this is clearer to me because
Well, hold on a
I
second. I
didn't
wanted
see
to
them
defend
post
Power
the other
Slap here
guy.
really quick though. Power Slap, that wasn't there to try to defend. Like, to me, from an outsider looking in, Slap News would have had to request it from Power Slap, and they sent them the videos, and they just chose one video to post. But I don't know for sure. But
That's fair. I'm not gonna try and
yeah, yeah.
talk about who decided to post it or
Well, no, because
what.
you said that's not the best way to handle it. I don't think Power Slap cared to handle it. I think Slap News, that was Slap News doing.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
regardless of whether it was their idea or whoever's idea, the second you
yeah,
decide to address it, then it
yeah,
becomes everybody's deal, you know? So, like,
yeah.
I've
That's
never
true.
thought that
That's
they were
fair.
fake at all. I'm just saying that whether they post a video, to me, this is the biggest proof, right here.
Yeah,
That's all I was trying to
that's
say.
fair. All right, and then we have James Seekman and Lewis Robinson. Lewis is a slap or Brit slap champion. He's actually the underdog on both cards, negative 200 for Seekman and negative 255 on DraftKings. So the first one was Bet Online and the second one was DraftKings, and they could have changed by now because I posted these like this morning. Plus 150 and plus 185 on BetUS, and then DraftKings for Lewis. I think Lewis's biggest struggle will be the rule set because it's going to be different. Like you said, like when people were fighting Slap Fight Championship, the table's different. They have, you know, maybe they allow different things in their stances, their slaps, and all that kind of stuff. My only concern with James would be is this is, I believe, the lightest he's ever fought at. He did weigh in at 213 pounds. And let me double check what
After he
Lewis weighed.
said in his interview that he was going to be like 250, to me, like, I had my notes. I had to add to my notes that Seekman straight up weighed in lighter. But also, while you're looking that up, so I did say that, and there's a difference though. Brit Slap is like an affiliate of Slap Fight Championship, which is different than Slap Fighting Championship. So Slap
Yes.
Fight Championship, they have like bigger than the Power Slap table, but not as big as Slap Fighting Championship. But I
Mm-hmm.
purposely watched both of his matches last night because I knew we were doing this. So, I mean, look, I've seen him take one strike in two matches, and he took it. It wasn't the best strike. Like Seekman is going to hit him with twice as hard of a strike,
Yeah.
but he also ate it too. So, I mean, if he can find a
Seekman can
way
knock
to
people
eat
out
one or
too.
two, then maybe he had a good strike. He definitely had a good strike. That I'll give him. Little bit wary on like he's only taking one strike and it was from a dude that I don't know how good he was, but look, it's interesting. He's gonna have 20 pounds on Seekman, so we'll see.
Yes. I would like to see Seekman move down because Seekman, it was only 7 pounds from the light heavyweight. And he looks like a light heavyweight. He was only
See,
seven
to
pounds
me,
off.
in this one, he looked light in the last one, like noticeably light to the point where it's like, holy shit. Like that, but to me in this one, when I saw him in like the face-offs, like he might weigh the same, but he looked better in this one to me, like more healthy. I don't know. I might be
Seekman?
crazy.
Who's Seekman?
Yeah, Seekman, like he might be even lighter, but to me on the stage, like
Yeah. Because he was
he
battling
looked.
stuff his last couple ones. I don't want to touch
Yeah,
on that,
he
but
looked like a healthier, more solid, like to the point where
mhm.
that like it's notable, but it doesn't actually change what I think about it. He looked like a healthy skinny here, whereas before it looked like damn, like maybe it's the hair, maybe he has some like who knows what it is, but to me, he weighed in light and that's notable, but I don't think it's going to affect the fight. I think that if anything, he looked better this one than he did in his last one.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, he is the main event on the prelims. I don't know what they call that moment like this because I don't know what the correct terminology is for it. But he's the main. He's the last fight before the prelims, or on the prelims before the main card.
Hold up, you were cutting out there. Can you say that again?
He is the main event. I did quotations because I don't know what to call it, but he's like the last fight on the prelims before the main card.
So they'll call that the feature prelim, but it's basically
Okay.
the main event. Yeah, so rightfully so. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that the Bryce Jones versus I think it's Bryce Kenny fight on the early prelims.
Ryan Kenny, yeah, the
Oh, right.
wrestler.
All right. Sorry, Ryan. That one to me with the first fight, if you're not even gonna be able to put odds up there, dude, like that should have been on the televised card. Bryce Jones deserves it. His
Ryan's
fight
really
against
exciting too.
yeah,
He
his
faced Ronnie
fight was
Magna. I
great.
was there for that, and they were just like both so fun to watch
Right.
together.
That was a great scrap. I agree. I couldn't agree more. I think that should have been televised. And yeah, if you're not gonna put odds up, like what the fuck? What are we even doing here?
Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna get to the main card. This is the first match: Azael El Perro Rodriguez versus Andrew the Big Bad Wolf Provost. We haven't seen Andrew in a long time. This will be Azael's second match at welterweight. He's hungry for that win after his last performance. I'm not sure if he lost too much weight too fast and lost his like power when he came down, or just like the pressure of a title match because this was his third one. I don't really know what happened there, but I know he's hungry. Andrew's probably hungry to prove himself because he hasn't been here in a long time. Welterweights always put on great matches, so as long as they keep it clean, this is going to be a great match. I'm glad this is on the main card.
I mean, under no circumstances ever can you have Azael on the early prelims. I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
second you're doing that, then like don't even book him. Um, to me, yeah, it's first of all, it's good to see Provost even competing because what he hasn't competed in like almost 2 years.
Forever.
He's had a spot in the top 10 that entire time. So
Yeah.
as like shifty as welterweight's gotten, it was like very like moving at the top, and then the middle was like so stagnant. Then you have people coming and going from the bottom of the rankings. It's just good to see him compete. For Azael, this is the worst time to fight Pero. Straight up, like historically, the time to fight him is when he's coming off a win, not a loss. Like every time he's been coming off a loss, bad shit has happened to his opponent. So yeah,
I don't think he's ever lost to anybody outside of a title match. I don't want to speak on the AJ one.
the AJ was a no contest, but
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
I would include that just because we don't know when he got that news or whatever. I would
Yeah.
include that. But even then, after John Davis or whatever, he came back and then I feel like he
Yeah.
fought before
He's
John
only ever
Davis.
lost in title matches.
No, I know, but I'm saying like after he lost at Power Slap 1, I believe, he didn't fight John Davis right again. He had to fight like one or two people before
Yeah.
that. So like to me, this is the last time to fight Pero and with Seekman. Seekman's coming off a knockout loss. Like those
Hmm.
two stick out to me to where like if you're gonna meet these guys, this is the absolute last time that you would want to do it. The weight makes it more interesting for Seekman, but yeah, I don't know. I see Pero getting this done, but it's just good to see Provost competing. It is because
Yeah.
he's held down a spot in the rankings for a while.
Yeah. And he has the MMA background and everything, but Azael is the favorite, even though Andrew won the
Yeah,
coin
what were
toss.
the odds on that? I feel like Isaiah was a big favorite.
Negative 160 to plus 120. But then on the bet US, it was
Wait,
negative
plus 120
135 to
for
bet
Provost?
negative 105. Huh?
For Provost, he's the dog, and he won the toss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that just shows for sure. Yeah, I mean, look, as long as Azael doesn't miss, to me in black like in the Blackburn match, he wasn't landing his best strikes. Like I'm
Hmm.
not even saying that he would have won. I'm just saying that it would have been closer. That's all I'm saying. So like if Azael comes out hungry and lands good strikes, I don't see a world where he loses this match, but it's power slap and he lost the toss. So interesting to see him as a decent favorite when he lost the toss. I think that they agree with my sentiment.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on to Sheena and Jackie, or sorry, Sheena and Robin.
Let's see that shit
Sheena,
again.
I don't know. Sheena on DraftKings, she was negative 220 to plus 170, and on BetUS, it was negative 400 to plus 250. That might be one of the biggest odds that we've ever seen. Um, I don't know. Sheena's chin might come from her judo background. She's competed at the highest level in judo. Like same with that we were talking about Peta earlier. I think Sheena's experience it plays a huge factor. Her um her form is insane. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how Robyn improves from the first time that she came out. But Robyn does get to strike first. So I don't know if you want to touch on that or if you want to move on, but just let me know.
No, so I do. So I think that the judo background has a lot to do with like Sheena strike. She's the gold standard of power slap for women. She just is. But I think that the if anything that judo has to do with like the strike, like her body movement and strength, the chin is like show me a judo match where someone's taking a straight up shot to the jaw. I'll wait. I mean, to me, she just has that toughness or whatever. Like the judo, it helps. It never hurts. If you're on like a high level in any athletic sport, it will help. To me, it's just like we haven't seen Robyn in a while. I thought she showed a pretty decent chin. I still don't see a world where she wins other than DQ, but I don't think it's a first rounder. I think that it'll go a couple of rounds, but I do see Sheena getting it done.
I mean, we'll find out. I think the judo is more the base than
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. Well,
You
that's
know?
fair on the defensive end for like a base. I was talking more like the chin, the hit to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
face, that type of deal.
Okay, and then we have Zakir versus DTP. Dorian's the favorite. This one is this. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like this one or Blackburn is going to be fight of the night. Um, Zakir had struggles with clubbing his first couple matches. And I'm actually going to ask a question about your thoughts on clubbing too here in a minute. But Dorian has never been dropped. This is going to be a battle. Dorian can take the hit. Zakir does strike first. As long as he can keep it clean, I don't think it's going to end in the first round like it's been for the last couple ones that Zakir, because Zakir was even, I believe Cooper had the first strike and it kind of looked like Zakir was a little rocked. And getting hit by DTP, he rocked a bell. So
All right. I
I don't
just want to
know.
make sure I understand first. You said you had the question about clubbing.
Yeah.
Is that like just my thoughts on the match, or is it like in regards to his strikes being clubs?
Oh no, no. So this was just like a general power slap question. So like we have, and I don't want to single anybody out, so I'm not going to say names, but like Zakir, we're talking about him right now, where he came in and had two matches that were DQs immediately. And that's happened to other people as well. Do you feel like there should be some kind of like punishment, or not like, I don't want to say punishment, but like there should be, I don't know how to word this, like repercussions for, like, say they had two disqualification matches and then they go into their third one with a DQ, like how should they handle that basically? Like what are your thoughts?
So that is I wasn't even expecting that. That's such an excellent question. So you if you DQ, you forfeit the coin toss, right? If
Mhm.
you DQ twice in a row, at that point, it's like, what are you even gonna do? You can't give like two strikes for the other people. At that point, it's like, do they even belong or not? To me, now there's different ways you can club. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that he hasn't clubbed his opponents. I do think he will. Now in this match, to me, Dorian Perez has the number one chin and power slap. Not number one pound for pound fighting. I think you have to give it to DeBell, but like even in their fight, I feel like DTP rocked him twice, and I've only seen DTP rocked one time, and it was in that fight, and he wasn't even rocked. He was just like kind of stumbled. To me, he'll be able to eat one or two clubs from Zakir. To me, this all comes down to whether or not DTP can keep it clean on the offensive end, because the odds were so big to the point where for me, and I think that Dorian wins like 9 out of 10 times, but he's such a big favorite to the point where when you factor in like DQs and fouls in a 3 round match, because you can club somebody and it doesn't necessarily mean that you like knock them out. Like there are clubs that do absolutely nothing. So that's my worry with DDP. I think he gets
Mhm.
it done unless he just shows up and just straight up misses. That's it. But I don't think it'll end in the first round regardless. I think that Zakir showed a good enough chin. Like, he didn't get knocked down. I think that Dorian hits harder, but even if he hits harder, like, let's say he puts him on his butt. I mean, this guy gets run over by cars. You think he can't get to a knee and stand up? Like, I think that he'll
Well,
be able to take at least one from
we've
DDP. And
seen
if you add a
people.
miss in there, then it could get to the third round. So it could get dicey. Although I do think DDP gets it done.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen people get dropped and then they get up too quickly and that screws them. And that comes with experience, which Zakir doesn't have as much experience as that Dorian has.
That's a whole nother level. That's a whole
Yeah.
nother level.
But if they gets a first round knockout, then next whoever wins should get the shot at Tibel next.
Dorian
No
should have
questions.
gotten the shot
I
two
know.
fights ago. He
But I'm
he
just saying, no questions after that.
he arguably beats the bell even with the fouls, and I was there. Has to fight Pono, beats him, and then now he has to fight Zakir just to get back to the bell. And like, I don't know, it's wild to me. As long as
Yeah.
DTP chills on the interviews and shit, like, I think it'll go well. I feel like, I mean, I know Dorian. I love Dorian.
Yeah. No,
He's
he's
gonna
great.
speak his mind, but god damn, what do you have to do to
No,
get a
he's
rematch?
I think
Like,
he's
what the
got a
fuck?
great personality. Like you need like
Oh, he
for the
he
sport and
definitely
everything,
does.
So I
Oh,
don't think he needs to chill.
100%.
Just keep being you.
No, no, no. I'm
But
saying like as the his relationship with the brass, he resonates with the fans. I fucking love
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I'm just
true.
saying like he had to have done
Yeah.
something. Otherwise, he deserved a rematch 2 fights ago. Now he's got to fight
Yeah.
Zakir.
Well, I just think the heavyweight division's so stacked too. So they
Yeah,
don't
but
want to.
who
They
would you
like.
even?
I
Yeah,
don't
no, no,
know.
no. All right, I get it. I get
I
it.
get what you're saying, though. I do get what
Yeah,
you're saying.
100%.
I mean, I can't say I disagree. But okay, so this is the last match. It says Blackburn versus Young. This is a actually, and I didn't put the number 2 on my graphic because this is a rematch. Blackburn is 6-0. Cole is 3-2 and Blackburn is 6-0 and 1. Cole Young is 3-2 and 1. The only blemish on Blackburn's record is the draw with Cole Young. The record is finally going to be settled. They both have experience, but Blackburn has that edge up because he's got the championship experience. This is his 4th title match now, and he's taken out everybody. Cole Young definitely is the underdog coming into this. The betting odds are negative 250 to plus 180 on DraftKings and negative 300 and plus 200 on BetUS. Um, they both keep it pretty clean. Blackburn, I don't know. I don't. This one's going to be a great matchup.
There's so much to go to with this one. So first of all, I feel like they're getting so much better at the lines, and I hate it. I feel like I need to make my show like a paid only because I feel like they're watching the shit. This it's a great line. So what I will say is that like the one concern on the Cole Young side is that has out of all of his fights, maybe one has been televised. Even his last match was early prelims. So he's going it's like a Dakota McGregor where he goes from road to the title to straight up like co-main eventing. That's a big jump. Now, I will say that just to get a gauge like Power Slap 2 when they last fought, you can't they're different people. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to see it again to like get the gauge of like they didn't grow. They're both grown men. So like it's gonna look the same at the table. Nobody's a bigger babyface fan than me. And I still think he wins, but I do think that it's gonna be a lot closer than people think. And I think that Cole Young was probably winning that match. So to me, it's all about Cole Young cannot flinch. He can't flinch. He has a good strike. I see this going to championship rounds regardless. Now, Radulavi did rock Cole Young in the last fight. If he landed like 2 more centimeters of his hand, he might go down there. So I do still like babyface, but I think he goes to like the 4th or 5th round.
And Anthony is great at landing precisely. So I mean, but to be fair, Cole does have experience. Like, as you were trying to
Oh,
compare
definitely.
Cole to Dakota, where Dakota was just coming straight off a show to get the title shot.
No, I was
They
comparing that him going from the
propelling.
show, which is the same, to the broadcast. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cole Young, has he
Oh,
ever
okay,
been
okay.
televised? That was
Yeah,
my
yeah.
goal. No, Cole Young is experienced. He's very
And
good. He's better than his
sometimes those
record
fights get
shows
to you.
too.
Like you could have been on a live card before, but that championship, like you're literally all eyes on you main event.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So
He's so talented. He's better than his record shows. And I think that this is going to be a lot closer than people think. I really do. I
yeah.
really do.
Okay, I have some questions for you. They're
Let's
gonna be
do
like
it.
little spitfire. But what match do you? Okay, three people because they usually give out three bonuses. Who do you think are gonna get performance bonus or knockouts?
So it's just all three performance bonuses of the night.
Yeah,
Okay. I think it's going to be Blackburn, the guy that's fighting Iron Palm. I forget his name.
Hong Kong or
Y-
no?
No, no, the other dude.
Amantayev.
Yeah. And then, shit. Third one. I'll go Sheena.
Okay, I like that one. It, it's hard because I feel like Zakir and Dorian could get one too. Okay, who do you think's gonna get performance a bonus of the night or not performance? Who do you think is going to get match of the night? So the bonus will go to both of them.
Oh, fight of the night. I think that that's going to be, um, so that's the thing with the co-main. It will either be fight of the night or it will be like a foul fest or it'll be like a DQ. That's to me. It's either going to be that or like if I'm going to exclude the co-main for that exact reason because I worry about the fouls. I think that it's fight of the night is going to be the main event. I think it goes to the championship rounds. I think they both get rocked. I think it's going to look a ton like the Wolverine versus Klingbeil fight, and I said it right here, right now. Yeah, I think that's fight of the night for sure.
Love it. Shout out to the SMF Blackburn. That would be his like second match of the night. And who do you think is gonna have the most viral moment?
It's going to come from that one fight, whether it's the Iron Palm dude or it's the other dude. Somebody is going to sleep in the first round. So whoever that
Mm-hmm.
is going to get so viral. It's not even funny. I feel like people are sleeping on that other kid. Like you can go back to his Instagram, go watch that slap and tell me
Mm-hmm.
that that dude is eating it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think the most viral comes from that fight.
love it. Well, is there anything else you would like to add before we get out of here?
Um, no,
All
no.
right. Well,
Oh, I
Slap
do want to
City.
say that like
Oh,
I picked Blackburn, but like Cole Young, let me tell you right here, right now, and even like through the last week, I was underestimating him more. That dude is a straight up dog. I honestly think borderline he was winning that fight against Blackburn, and I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people think. So I'm picking Blackburn, but shout out to Cole Young because he's a dog.
love it. Hey, Diana Pena says, I think fight of the night would be the Dorian Perez one. Love it. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say I think Dorian's gonna have the most viral moment. He always does some shit. You never know what Dorian's gonna do. Like last night at the weigh-ins, switching the hats, the
All
butter
right, so if
thing.
somebody moons the crowd, are you considering that a viral moment?
Yeah, whoever gets the most views, whoever's gonna be the most viral.
All
Like
right,
Jujar was definitely the most viral on the last card.
well
Stunt
then I
Marshall was on like.
I underestimated the question. I don't think it changes my answer, but
Love it.
it's fair.
Yeah. Well, Slap City, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. It was actually a pleasure to finally sit down with you, get your insight. For those of you guys watching, be sure to go subscribe to his YouTube. He has the best breakdowns, everything that he does. It's actually really great. Strikers look forward to it. The fans look forward to it. And go follow him on Instagram as well. This is not the last collab you're going to see us do. So stay
First of
tuned. And
many.
be sure to
First of
tune in
many.
tomorrow on YouTube.
Damn straight. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yeah, 1 p.m. because it's 11 a.m. here.
So it'd be like 2900,000 Mountain Time where you're at.
Yeah, 11. All right. For those of you watching at home, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good shit. Stay petty, bitches.